Hey guys, how you doing? I just discovered this microphone right from Rogue. It's quite sensitive, right? When the background sound is not so noisy, even I put something on the desk, then the sound may be quite loud, right? So this is the first time I realized that. Right, when the background sound is not loud, then even if I have a small movement, then the sound when you put on the earplug, then the sound is quite permanent, right? So this is the first time I realized that. Even I use this mic for about 2 years already, right? It's quite handy. It's quite handy, very small, right? One then you clip to your shirt or whatever, and I have a necklace, right? I then click to the necklace and another one, the receiver. I just put it connected to the computer. That's okay, right? Then you just talk freely. Okay, we just have the typhoon here in Hong Kong, and it's just gone, right? Thank God. Then the damage is very low, right? And closest distance from Hong Kong is just at the midnight, about 320 kilometer, right? But thank God the damage is not big, right? There's just some small damage because this morning when I go downstairs, then nothing really changed, it, right? The tree is still there, right? And then not a lot of rubbish on the road, and I don't hear a lot of accident or flooding, something like that, right? Thank God this time, right? Okay, then today we will the program go on, right? And then we talk about a lot of people then may forget it already is the Simon property. Actually, Simon property stock price already rebounded well, right? In these 2 years. Sometimes we will be a little bit scared. Oh, the stock price go up, it go down sharply, and then we quickly sold the stock and we forget. We quickly sold the stock and then we forget it. But then I will lead you to take a look on how did it performs in the past few years during the COVID-19 and during the recovery of US of the world, right? This is amazing. This is amazing, right? And actually, for Simon property or realty income, something like that, we are not looking for the stock price to increase. We're looking for the dividend. You know that? You just like we invest our money in the shopping mall. Okay, for example, then I buy a shop here, and then I invested the money, and then I rent it out, right? And I pay back the loan to the bank because I borrowed the money, right? And I use the shop as the mortgage, and I get the rent every month. And now we invest in Simon property. It's just like we invest our money in Simon property and get the rent. So the dividend is the most important part for us, and the dividend for Simon property so far is 5%, right? If she is keeping the stock price unchanged, then we just every year get 5%. That means every year we let our money in Simon property unchanged, right? And then every year we get 5%, 5%, 5%. That means then we have our rent. That is the most important part for the dividend stock, right? Of course, then if the stock price goes up, it's even much better. But our goal is to, okay, stock price, you can grow up slowly, no problem, but give me the dividend, right? This is what it is. And then I think Simon property performs well, right? Then our Falcon portfolio for 72 months then is 113%. It's quite shaking, right? In this past 1 or 2 weeks for the US stock, quite shaking, right? We'll come to that. So you can, for any of you, then you can leave your comment under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by ustockmarketweekly@gmail.com. This is our cover. Simon Property already rebounced well, right? We will come to that. In the past 1 week, right? In the past 1 week, not the Monday, because Monday is the labor holiday of US, right? In Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, then it's quite shaking, right? In the US stock market, and then Dow Jones is dropping, and then dropping for a few days already, right? Yesterday dropped at 200 points. Similar to Nasdaq, right? Just dropping and then even rise up is just 40 points, 50 points, right? This is our Falcon 350,000 portfolio, and then our performance is 115%, right, for 72 months. We come to some headlines first, right? Then we have the news that should be Circle K, right? Circle K then want to acquire 7-Eleven, right? And finally come up with 7-Eleven's parent company rejects this takeover proposal. Right? Very simple, undervalued. That means the price is too low, right? And actually 7-Eleven operate more than 85,000 stores in the world, right? So very simple. The price is too low. We won't accept it, right? It's undervalued and not fair to the shareholder, blah 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 blah, something like that, right? So that's what it is. China, we know that China's wealthy, a lot of them are related to the government, right? And then now they start. This is not news, right? We all know that all along for this 2 years, a lot of China's wealthy people are right rushing out from China with their money, and now they change their strategies to acquire smaller business in Japan. Right? They still acquire, but they acquire smaller business in Japan, because if they acquire the very big company, and then it will be right give a very big alert. Oh, this company you want to acquire it, right? You're from China, something like that, right? So actually, they changed their strategy to acquire smaller businesses in Japan, right? I don't think that they will success, right? No matter what they do, then if it goes to the media, then immediately, then a lot of people in the internet will find out who is behind. That's the most important thing. Who is behind, right? So it's no escaping. And then Honor, right, the China cell phone manufacturer, right, launched the Magic V3. It's also a foldable smartphone, right? Actually, then I want to buy. I said so many times I want to buy the Z Fold from Samsung, but it's too expensive. Too expensive. It's about 1,800 US dollar, right? In Hong Kong, it's too expensive for me, right? Actually, I can pay, but I don't think that I need to pay that, right? I don't think that I need to use 1,800 US dollar to buy a phone. Right? That's what it is, right? And then now, even Xiaomi and then Huawei and then Honor, right? Then they strongly go into that market, right? Much cheaper, right? Maybe just 60% of the price of Samsung, right? So I don't know. Maybe the quality is different, but I don't want my phone to be from China. Right? Sorry about that. Right? I think that there's always a bad guy there. Right? Always a bad guy there, and someone is listening, and they can get your personal information at any time, which you don't know. So I won't, no matter how cheap they are, like Honor, like Huawei or like Xiaomi, I won't use the phone. Right? That's what it is. India and Japan, they agree to cooperate on the trips. Right? This is quite interesting because we know that how to say, Singapore is in no way can compare with India. Too small, right? Even on the money, right? I think that for Moody is just want to have a sport in Asia, right? Just want to have a sport in Asia. He need to have a sport, right? For India, maybe coming is the world factory in a very short time. So actually, Moody needs to have a sport in transportation, in trade. So Hong Kong is not possible. Hong Kong is not possible. And then the best choice should be Singapore. Right? Not for chips, then you guys heard that Singapore is manufacturing chips? Right? I don't think so. Right? Digital technology? No. Right? Why not Taiwan? Right? Healthcare? No. Right? Singapore has nothing. Right? It's very small, just 5 million people, 5 point something. Right? So I think that Moody just want to have a sport, right, in Asia. That's it. For Brazil, we know that previously, then when we talk about Stone Company, we talk about that Meta, that means Facebook, wants to go into Brazil using WhatsApp for the digital payment and then immediately rejected by Brazil, right? And then now X is also banned in Brazil, right? So it's no point for other media can easily go into Brazil, right? Very protective, right? Okay, then we start the maybe 10 minutes, right? I don't want to be too long, right? Maybe 10 minutes on Simon property. NOI means the net operating income. Normally, we use this indicator, right? Then right hand side is for the US portfolio, right? Evenly distributed, right? Quite evenly distributed then across the United States, right? Of course, not very evenly distributed, right? Florida, California, Texas, New York, something like that, right? And then the left hand side is 71.6% of the property for getting the rent from some property is for the malls, right? Shopping malls or outlets. And then it's the mills, right? That means the manufacturing. And then it's for international, TLG is also international. Right? Wow. Surprise, right? Actually, Simon Property stock price goes back to 2018's level already, right? 2018. A lot of people then they will be scared. Okay, in 2000, after 2020, it goes up sharply. Whoa! It goes down again, and then at the lowest point, fluctuating. A lot of people then they scared, right? And then they sell the stock, and then it goes back to 2019, 2018, and with the dividend yield nearly 5%, 4.99%. This is amazing, right? For the purpose of we bought this stock is to get the dividend is the first objective. Second objective is peace. Keep the stock price don't falling down. Even a slightly follow up, a slightly increase, like 2% per year, 3% per year for the stock price is acceptable. In the past 5 years, only 12.93 increased. That means 8.55%. Doesn't matter because we get nearly 5% dividend per year. And if for last year, the stock price increased by 41%, right? We look at this one from the annual report. Is very clear, right? For the net debt, right? Good. You see that the net debt is gradually decreasing. No matter it's non-recourse mortgage or unsecured, then gradually decreasing, right? And then the fixed charge coverage, right? And it's 4.3, right? Not very low, not very high, acceptable. And unsecured interest coverage, right? That means for the interest that is unsecured, that means it's no mortgage thing for it. And then you see that it's 5.9. Okay, right. That's okay. And then for FFO, that means fund flow from operation, payout ratio. 58, I wanted to raise to more than 60, right? But it's not bad already. And then the weighted average interest rate, 3.75 market rate, right? Market rate, we know that. And then the weighted average years to maturity is 7 years, right? That means normally it's 7 years, then she need to pay back for the capital, right? Not bad for this one. We know that in between, I mean the COVID-19 and then the putting up of the interest rate, and then the Russia and the Ukraine, and the every quarter's dividend from $2.1 per share goes down, and 2020 when the COVID-19 is there is a nightmare, right? It quickly come down to 1.3, and then gradually increase to 1.4, 1.6, 1.7, 1.9, and now it's $2.5. That means they need to pre-pandemic level already, right? So the stockholders, the shareholders, no need to worry. This is very clear, right? And then now we can see that after 2020, the dividend gradually increased, and now it's just in the same level as 2020 already, right? Please do not compare with U.S. shopping malls occupants with Hong Kong. Hong Kong previously is too high, nearly 99.5%, something like that, right? We can see that during the pandemic, the occupancy rate dropped to 90.8%, and then gradually increased back to the pre-pandemic level already. You can see the rebound. For the base minimum rent, there is a minimum rent, right? And the minimum rent after the 2020 quickly goes up, right? From 53, the lowest, to nearly 58 already. There's the price to FFO ratio, and now it's 12.23 only for Simon Property, right? So the stock price is not expensive. And this is the market cap to the EBITDA, right? And then so, right? I think that is acceptable for 11.96, right? And most sensitive, the net debt to EBITDA, right? And then is that means one EBITDA to support for how much of the net debt, right? That is 5.75. I think that's okay, right? Not very expensive, right? You can see that the right hand side, right, is 6.6, right? Even more expensive. The fund flow operation coverage ratio, right? And then it's 1.56. The coverage is the second largest, right? I'm not going to go through the whole balance sheet, otherwise then it will be too long, right? But let's look at for the 3 months, right, from April, May to June. The total revenue is 1.4 billion US dollar, and then 1 year before is 1.369, right? Better. And then for the net income to common stockholder, 493 million US dollar compared to 486 million US dollar. Actually, the increment is not very high, right? But we are expecting that maybe just 3%. And the most important point is for the dividend. And she is keeping the dividend yield is very close to 5%, right? And the fund flow from operation forward is 12.81 US dollar. I think that is satisfactory, right? I think that is satisfactory. And then if now for US is going into decreasing of the interest rate, then I think this is a good stock, right? I think that's a good stock. So never look down on US stock because the money is there in the Wall Street. A lot of careful money is looking for smart stock or cheap stock, right? For some property, you can see that the market cap is not small. 61.8 billion US dollar, right? A lot of shopping mall across the US. They receiving the rent for every day, right? And they can increase the rent as well, right? So I think this is a good stock for if you want for the dividend, right? Want for the dividend, I think this is a perfect stock, right? Okay, thank guys for watching, and then like, comment, share is appreciated, and please subscribe. Then I will see you all guys on next Friday and have a very peaceful weekend. See you guys. Bye bye.